Hello, my name is Murray. I'm the Regional Executive Chef for And Beyond Botswana. Today we're going to be just going through how we prepare our beef fillets for our bush braai. First important thing is trying to clean off the sinew on the fillet. I like to try and remove the head, so you just need to slice your knife just underneath, right along those sinews. Go around to the other side and do the same thing. The head of your fillet. Then now the main sinew, I like to start sort of halfway through, slide the knife underneath. Find it easier if you angle your knife slightly so you're not getting too much of the meat. And that is how to clean the beef fillet. All of our beef is raised here in Botswana, gets sourced around farms, gets brought to a supplier in Maun, and then comes to us. Once it gets to the lodge, we then age our meat further for a further 14 days before we are ready to serve. Try and get even portions throughout. Obviously the middle's a little bit thicker. And there we have 3 more or less 150 grams to 200 gram portions. These offcuts do not get thrown away. What happens is we then use it to make a traditional dish called seswa. So seswa is basically the meat has been braised then for between 8 to 10 hours, just in a little bit of water, and then gets pounded down with salt. It almost comes out the same texture as pulled pork. And there are various different uses that we can use that for. Right, now that we've got the meats cleaned and portioned, we're just going to quickly make the marinades. I'm going to run through 3 marinades for you, and these are just some of my favorites. The first one, relatively simple. We're going to take some whole grain mustard, probably about 2 tablespoons, into a bowl. We are then going to take some dried rosemary and some dried parsley. Probably going to be about 2 teaspoons of each of those. Then we're going to take some garlic. 3 cloves should be more than enough. And these are just going to get finely chopped. And then into the bowl it goes. Just a few nice glugs of olive oil just to get a bit of moisture. Give it a quick stir. And that is your marinade. In goes the beef. Make sure it's coated evenly all around. And into the fridge this goes for between 2 to 4 hours. Right, then the second marinade we're going to do is my take on a chimichurri. Firstly, I like to use some rocket, arugula, watercress. You know, these just add some nice peppery notes to the final product, and then some fennel. This gives a nice aniseed taste to the marinade. Scrunch these all up, and once again, finely chop. So, I like to do this by hand. It just gives a slightly more rustic texture, rustic feel to it, especially if we're going to be doing a bush dinner. Just goes with the theme a little better. Once you've chopped all your herbs into the bowl, and then once again another 2 cloves of garlic. Just going to finely chop this quickly. Then I like to add some green Tabasco chilies. The amount is completely up to you depending on taste. I just find this gives a nice little zing, a little kick to the final marinade, and into the bowl it goes. I like to add juice of lemon, and finish off with a glug of olive oil. Give that a quick mix. Obviously, the finer you chop it, it'll become more of a paste. However, I quite like it rustic and chunky like this. In goes the meat. I'm going to coat that all around. And then into the fridge for 2 to 4 hours. Right, then the third marinade we're going to do, very, very basic. We're going to start off with about 1.5 cups of yogurt into a bigger bowl. take the yogurt, then I will take 4 tablespoons of smoked paprika. Once you got your paprika, then you're going to use your honey. You're going to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons back in. Then just give this a nice quick mix. And that is the third marinade. Once again, going to drop the meat in, make sure it's coated completely. And into the fridge that goes until ready to use. So those are our 3 marinades. We've put our beef in, we're going to let that marinate for about 4 hours. And then that should be ready to use for bush dinner tonight. Most important thing is obviously the fire. The temperature of the fire, quite difficult to tell, but the way I do it, generally hold my hand over, and if I can hold it over for 4 to 5 seconds, I know we got enough heat. The first steak we have is the mustard seed, garlic, herb and olive oil. The second one we have is the chimichurri marinade. And lastly we have the yogurt and paprika. So I don't know if you can hear the hippos in the background. We are on the edge of a lagoon just outside of Sandibe Okavango Safari Lodge. Quite cool. We've actually just had an elephant bull walk past us a few seconds ago as well. So these steaks are probably going to be on for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. We'll hopefully get a nice medium rare at the end of it.